Hello, everyone. So I have a bit of a short-ish rant. I'm not going to yell and scream about this, but The Walking Dead's pissing me off. It really is. Like, I was defending it in between the end of the first half of season 7 up until the last episode, to where people were saying like, "Oh, the lower ratings because the story's not going anywhere. It's slower paced. It's jumping and it's doing the whole bottleneck episodes and blah blah blah." Which, to an extent, I agree with, but at the same time, I understand that at this point of the story, it's meant to showcase how Negan is. It's more about Negan, less about everybody else. So at this point in the story, I was like, guys, just chill out, relax. It's gonna get better. It does get better. As far as the comics go, it gets better in the comics. And off the bat, let me make it clear. Off the bat, let me make this clear. I am all for. Actually, let me first say, disclaimer, spoilers. If you haven't seen any of season 7, if you haven't watched the latest episode, don't click on this video. I'll put spoilers all over the goddamn place just so people know, like, oh, spoilers. All right, let me buck the fuck up. Let me go away from this video. Let me watch the actual episode, and then I'll come back. So, anyways. All right, I lost my train of thought here. But, so I defended The Walking Dead. I said, yeah, okay, cool. Oh, all right, deviations. The deviations are fine. If they're deviating from the comics in terms of how the story flows, that's fine. I'm okay with that, as long as it works, as long as it adds to what's going on, and it creates a new perspective, if you will. But with the whole garbage pail kids, it's what I'm calling them. It's what a couple other people called them, too, so I'm not saying that's what I originally called them, but I saw garbage pail kids. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll roll with it. But this garbage pail kid faction that Rick and company have stumbled into is it's created quite a conundrum. Because, all right, let me put into perspective just how fucking retarded Rick is now. So, Negan and the Saviors demand supplies from Rick. Gabriel, admittedly, not of his own accord, took all their food and gave it to the garbage pail kids. Now, granted, he was basically held at gunpoint to do this, and he left a note saying, like, hey, I'm over here, come, let's maybe work something out with these guys. So I'm not faulting Gabriel. I completely understand why Gabriel did what he did, and I actually admire him more for what he did, but Rick has now said that he will give them certain amounts of things if they will help him take out the Saviors. Mind you, he has to pay tribute to the Saviors. Still. And who just happened to roll by when their stores were barren? Simon. Do you think he's gonna just be like, brush that aside and not tell Negan? Oh, he's gonna fucking tell Negan. Negan's gonna know. And therefore, Negan's gonna probably pay a visit to Alexandria to be like, okay, the fuck's going on in this settlement? What's going on here? Because he already has enough reason to not trust these people, to not like these people, given what Rosita fucking did, which I'll get into her fucking character. And here I thought the fucking comic version was bad. And it's not that, it's meant to be like, oh, this character's making mistakes. It's that this is fucking stupid fucking decisions. These are just dumb decisions for no fucking reason. And there's a reason why this frame is right here. And especially, I want you to pay attention to this part right... the whole fucking thing, apparently. I want you to pay attention to this part right here. Pay attention to that part. Read it. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. Because Gabriel says, don't do it. He's essentially saying, don't do it. I know you're emotionally distressed. Don't do it. You're angry. I get it. But let's wait for the right moment before we do that. Right here and right now, no bueno. So as we all know, Negan rolls on through. Spencer tries to cozy up to him. Negan's like, I can see what this motherfucker's doing, so no, fuck him. Slices his guts open. Rosita takes the shot. And what happens? Well, Negan gets pissed off. It's like, all right, I see this is a custom-made bullet. Who made the bullet? Oh, Eugene comes out and says, hey, it was me. So he takes Eugene. Of course, Olivia dies, but while I was kind of sad at the moment, later on I kind of figured like Olivia was kind of mad, like she wasn't really part of the main story. See, that's the thing, is the show does it for the shock value. In the comics, it's actually kind of story-driven. To an extent. It's not Game of Thrones level by any stretch of the imagination, or, well, Song of Ice and Fire level, or even Harry Potter level. Characters get killed just to create the whole, like, nobody is safe type of thing, but with how The Walking Dead has been lately, granted, I understand. In the opening episode, we lost 2 main characters, and some shit went down with, Daryl. But at the same time, the show is still... It's treading on thin ice. But anyways, getting back on the topic with Rick, as I was getting into before, he's dug himself into a hole here because he has to provide for the Saviors, but at the same time, he's promising these people certain things if they help invite the Saviors. However, if he can't deliver, well, they're probably going to be pissed off in flashback Adam, considering they took, or him and Aaron took supplies that they were trying to get at to begin with. So he's basically saying, I will pay tribute to you if you help me fight these people, aka the Saviors, who he owes tribute to. Simon came in and said, oh, hey, look, everything's fair. Let me go tell Negan about this. And Negan's probably going to pay himself a visit down to Alexandria and be like, okay, what's going on here? What the fuck happened to all your food? Because I know you had more than that. You're hiding shit from me. He's going to be suspicious. But Rick is just kind of, he's just kind of rolling with it, casually. Him and Michonne basically had a date night, if you will. And I'm like, Rick, your plan has so many points of failure, it's fucking... it's baffling as to how stupid you are. It's so goddamn baffling, like how stupid Rick is being made to look in this show. Because there's no guarantee these people are even going to pull through. Like, how does he even trust these people are going to do what they say they're going to do? He doesn't fucking know them. But he's rolling with it. And it's not like Gabriel said, hey, come follow me. I think I've got the answer you need. No. They took Gabriel at gunpoint and said, or like they weren't even planning on holding him hostage. They just took him. They just said, gather all your supplies and we're rolling out. And they took him. Because Gabriel left all the hints and whatnot to follow him and them. Otherwise, why would they hold them at gunpoint? So, this whole fucking thing was just dumb on his end. And I like Andrew Lincoln. He does a great job at playing Rick. It's just, God, is this writing just atrociously stupid. So, anyways, back to the other fucking plot hole. You see here, it says that she visits Gabriel at the church. She yells at him for dissuading her from killing Negan, even though it might have gotten her killed, which it got Olivia killed. And then Gabriel patiently defends himself. He argues that the rest of the group still needs her. Given her dumb dick decisions over the past couple episodes, I would argue that they would probably be better off if she just fucking died. Anyways, moving on to a previous episode, right here. In the church, howling everything again. In the church, Gabriel urges Rosita to refrain from attacking Negan by herself. He recommends she wait for the right moment so the community can take him down together. In the event that she had not shot at him, A, Olivia would still be alive, and B, they would still have Eugene, the bullet maker. They would still have him. By the way, Rosita bullied his ass into making the bullet in the first goddamn place, and she still botched the shot. She still fucked up. And yet, over here, she's blaming Gabriel. Like, there is no rationale to this. This doesn't even make sense from a storytelling perspective. This just makes Rosita into a fucking useless bitch. And I hate to say that about a female character. They were kind of building up to be a bit stronger than her comic book counterpart, but this writing is fucking stupid and atrocious. The only strong female characters we have right now are Maggie and Michonne. Beyond that, the rest of them suck. Carol fucking sucks. The writing with her is just dumb. It's so fucking retarded. I'm so goddamn over how they just don't know what to do with all these characters. They just don't know how to write this shit anymore. They just make up storylines just for the sake of having storylines, and they don't really amount to anything. And I'm still on the fence of saying that, like, okay, this is kind of the slow part of season or of the show where it's kind of building up to where Rick is gathering allies, but they've expanded the universe too goddamn much. It's just too fucking big right now. Because you have Oceanside, you have the Garbage Pail Kids, you have the Saviors, you have the Kingdom, you have all these goddamn communities that it's becoming increasingly hard to keep up with. Never mind fucking care about these people, because who gives a fuck about Oceanside? Nobody. Who gives a fuck about the Garbage Pail Kids? Nobody. What do we know about these two communities? Well, we know about Oceanside that they were attacked by the Saviors, and the Saviors butchered basically everybody. As far as the Garbage Pail Kids, they want supplies, and the main chick talks weird. I thought she was maybe like, foreign, which I believe the actress is of, I want to say it's some kind of European descent, but at the same time, like, that community doesn't make any sense. I watched Blind Wave's reaction to the episode, and they were like, huh? Like, this is getting a bit silly for us. And at first I was like, just give it a moment, just give it a time, just give it some time. This episode rolls out, say yes, and I'm like, yeah, this fucking community is dumb. There's no point to this community. I don't know why they exist. I don't know, because this community is pretty fucking big. So I don't think they're being created just to create a body count or something. I'm kind of curious, but at the same time, I don't care where this community goes as far as the war is concerned. But now with this episode, they're kind of hinting that Tara's gonna basically snitch out Oceanside and say this community has a bunch of guns and stuff, but all their females are dead, or all their females are alive. All their males are dead. They were killed by the Saviors. However, I don't know if they're gonna actually side with us because they fucking tried to kill Tara as she made her escape. Granted, Tara was perceptive and figured that out. I'm not saying Tara was like, okay, I need to get away from these people. No, she kind of knew what was up. So obviously, you're not going to be able to trust them all that much because they're just going to shoot you on the spot. And it's not like Rick has much ground to gain with them because they already got guns. They're safe where they are. There's no reason for them to even go after the Saviors. Besides revenge. But at the same time, if they don't have any assurances, why would they? Why would they go after these people? Oh, and then there was the fucking scene where Rick just, quote unquote, died and was eaten by zombies, and Michonne was freaking the fuck out, which could have been an okay storyline if it wasn't so obvious as to be a fake out. It was a fake out. And, it was meant to show that Michonne really, really, really cares about Rick, but we kind of already fucking know that. It's like you're beating over everybody's head oh, but she cares about Rick. Yes, we fucking know that. That's been established. That was established in fucking season 4. They weren't intimate, but they cared about each other. Fucking hell. It's like AMC treats their audience like we're fucking retards. And don't get me wrong, the season has been a complete bust. I'm not angry at the season. I'm just angry at this episode. And just basically the gradual buildup of all this frustration with this fucking show. And even the comics to a degree, which have kind of gotten a little stale over the past couple of issues, especially with the Whisper War. God, that was a letdown. I won't get into that, but I will say it was a letdown. So I'll post spoilers for the comics as well. I'll essentially just say, I'll word it out to where people won't get spoiled based on the shit that they don't want to be spoiled by. But I'll focus more on the show here. So to quickly wrap this up, this episode was garbage. No pun intended. It was garbage. Not that I dislike Michonne and Rick being a thing. Actually, that kind of works. I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. Rosita, her motives don't make any goddamn sense. One minute she's angry at Eugene, then she forgives him, even though Eugene's like, yeah, you're full of shit. She gets advice from Gabriel. Gabriel says, hey, don't do it. She does it. She blames Gabriel for doing it. Her and Sasha kind of have that somber-ish moment at the end of the first half of season 7. Next time we see them together, she's angry at Sasha. And as of this episode now, she and Sasha are like, all right, we have a common goal. We need to, go at Negan. We need to take him out. So Rosita just doesn't make any goddamn fucking sense. It's sad to say, but I think Rosita is the main source of my frustration with the show because her fucking motives make no goddamn sense. They're all over the fucking place. A lot of these characters are all over the fucking place. Carol's sudden oh shit, I shouldn't be killing people. I shouldn't be doing this. Makes no sense. And, her going to say I need to get away from people because I care about them, because I care about them, I'm going to kill people that try to kill them. Therefore, I will kill people. I don't want to kill people, so I'm going to just leave them. God forbid, like, the second I leave, like, I could have done this one thing and saved everybody's life, but you know what? I wasn't there, so all these people come in and kill everybody, but you know what? I stuck by my guns because I don't want to kill people anymore. Her motives make no fucking sense. God. Oh, this character writing is just shit. And I want to like the show, and to an extent I do, otherwise I wouldn't be this pissed off. Like, if I didn't care about the show, I wouldn't be making this fucking video, but God, feels like after season, actually, hell, even seasons 2 and 3 had some shitty ass episodes. Season 2 especially, which I will say, season 2 was the worst season of that. I mean, it had its moments where it was fucking great, but it had its moments where it was just mind-bogglingly dumb. Like, they dragged that shit out, and I was like, I do not fucking care about this show right now. I just don't give a fuck. Unless I see, like, some articles like, holy shit, you should have watched, The Walking Dead previous night, which, the Sophia episode is what got me back into it. Prior to that, I was like, I don't fucking care. I just don't give a shit. Don't fucking care. Alright, so anyways, that's kind of, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, I've got it out of my system now. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. I'm gonna express how I feel about this goddamn piece of shit show, which, if you like the episode, if you like the writing with whatever characters, if you like how this show has been from start to finish, if you like season 2 in its entirety, if you like this season in its entirety, that's perfectly fine. I'm not trying to dissuade you from liking the show. I'm just expressing my frustrations and my anger with the show. So I'm not trying to be like, if people disagree with me, that's fine. That's fine. Everybody has different opinions about different things. That's cool. So, you come in to me and say, well, look, you should have looked at it from this perspective and blah, blah, blah. Hey, you never know. You might actually change my mind. You might maybe think like, oh, wow, I didn't really think of that. That actually makes a lot of sense now. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So, if you're enjoying the show, if you have no gripes or complaints against it, hey, more power to you. That's totally fine. I'm just throwing out how I feel. So, with that being said, folks, let me know what you think. Give me some perspective, some ideas, something to maybe run off with, to maybe go, oh, yeah, you know what? I didn't think of it that way. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Otherwise, if you shit on me, if you just shit on me, you just say, well, fuck you, Luca, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. I'm probably just going to either ignore it or delete it or both. Well, can't do one without the other, but yeah. Or rather, if I do one, the other is kind of absolved because I blocked it. I deleted it, therefore I did acknowledge it and I didn't ignore it, and vice versa. But anyways, I'm rambling. So anyway, folks, let me know what you think down below. I have a look up, and I shall see you all soon.